Good morning, gorgeous. How are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing wonderful. Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Michelle Daff. I'm here today with a highly requested video from you ladies who want to know how to stop being a jealous and insecure feminine woman. I recently made a video talking about how to deal with haters as a feminine woman, and some of you mentioned that, actually, I'm the hater. It's me. I'm the one that's hating. I'm the one that needs the help to learn how to stop being so jealous of other women and how to really just learn to love who I am and what I have. So that's what we're talking about today. I want you to go ahead and sit back, relax, get something to drink, get something to write with, and let's talk about this.
Now, a helpful word from today's sponsor, BetterHelp. As you are on your way to becoming the woman you know you've always desired to be, do you feel like there are some things that are holding you back? Are you aware that there may be some things interfering with your happiness? Well, having someone to talk to about how you're feeling can help you on your road to rediscovery. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. Starting therapy can be hard. The right therapist for you may not be in your area, and some people find the face-to-face interaction of therapy uncomfortable. With BetterHelp, you can have your therapy sessions as a phone call, as a video chat, or even via messaging if you prefer that. Whatever is the most comfortable version of therapy for you. To get started, you fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs. Then you will get matched with your therapist, in most cases within 48 hours or less. If the therapist you're first matched with doesn't feel like the right fit, which can be common when starting therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost without stressing about insurance, who is in your network, or anything like that. If you think you might benefit from therapy, consider BetterHelp. Click the link in the description. Clicking that link helps support this channel, and you will also get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with the therapist and see if it helps you. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video today.
So first and foremost, I just want to say that it is a good thing when you realize that there's something about yourself that needs to change and you're willing and open to receive assistance and help and grow out of it. That shows me that you're already on your way to really being the feminine woman that you desire to be because you're open. You're willing, right? You're allowing information to come in a place that's probably very painful for you. So I just want to say I'm so proud of you for being willing to hear this information. So when you see another woman who's very feminine, she's beautiful, she's lively, she's vivacious, she's peaceful and calm and friendly, and she just seems to have it all. She seems to have whatever it is that you're looking for. Or maybe you're one of those people who hangs around other women who are very beautiful, who are very feminine, and they seem to get all the attention. And whenever you're around other men, you're just the one that's like there and not getting any attention. And you feel like you're just always shrinking around other people. Or maybe you're becoming jealous of people that you see online. A lot of times we don't tend to get jealous of like celebrities for some reason when we see them on TV or on social media. A lot of times we'll just look at it and say, well, that's this person and they're, Tony Braxton, so obviously, right? But when it's someone that you feel is more on your level, that's when the jealousy actually starts to really burn within you because you're like, well, why can't I have that? Why do I always, lose out? Or how come I'm not this smart or this beautiful or have this kind of man or this kind of house? And we then start hating ourselves and hating on other people. So one thing I want to say when it comes to this, because this is a very deep-seated issue, this is not something we're going to solve. I mean, I want to solve it in one video, but it does take time to really answer these questions on your own time, because these answers are really what's going to get you to figure out what the root cause of some of these things are, to work on it, to receive counseling through it, to receive prayer and, the help of God through these issues. But when you see another person and you become jealous, right? You want what they have. You feel insecure in yourself because you don't have that thing. A lot of times what we're doing is we're making up stories about them in our minds. If you are scrolling through Instagram and one of the influencers that you like just bought a new house or just found out that they were pregnant or just got engaged, some of you will instantly become so happy for that person because you really love this person and you've seen their story, you've seen their struggles, you're happy for them. And then some of you will instantly get this rush of like jealousy. It's instantly like projected upon you where it's like, oh, what about me? You don't even have a moment to really even be happy for them. You have to just get off of their page, or maybe you might write a nasty comment, right? A lot of times in our minds, we're making up stories about people. We're looking at someone and we're thinking, oh, this person probably got the money for the house from their grandfather, or they're probably really rich. They have a really good salary, or they just woke up one day and found a house that they liked and it was so easy for them. But for me, I can't even save enough money to buy a car. Like, we just start making up stories about people, about how they got what they have, about how they became who they are. And a lot of times your stories are wrong. Almost all the time, your stories are wrong. And that is something we have to work on. If you're struggling with jealousy, you have to stop creating stories about people in your mind, because they are in your mind. These stories are not reality. There's always so much that goes into what you see, even if it's the person getting plastic surgery and you didn't realize that, and that's why they have these features, or maybe not. And that's what I want to talk about right now, is the maybe not. Because when I watch content or I've seen blog posts and things about jealousy, one thing that people always say is, you don't know what this person went through to get this. You don't know how much this person has to suffer to upkeep this. Sure, they may have 5 children and you're struggling to get 1 child, but you don't know how painful the pregnancy was, how they almost died when they had the baby, how they're struggling to feed their children and they're crying every night. You don't know that. So you're jealous and you don't even know the whole story. That may be true, but that, I feel, always puts things in the negative, where something has to be wrong in order for you to be happy. Like, oh yeah, you're right. They probably are suffering. Okay. Well, maybe I don't want 5 kids. Maybe I don't need a kid right now. You don't have to hear bad news or negativity in order for you to be comfortable and secure in yourself. Maybe everything went perfect for them. Maybe they had those 5 children and their pregnancies were perfect, their deliveries were perfect, and they're able to feed their children just fine. How does that make you feel? And that's what we have to work on. It's not always about thinking about what struggles a person is going through to have something that makes you feel secure and better about your life. It's about you knowing that, sure, maybe you don't have the whole story, but this certain thing is wonderful about this person, and that's a blessing. That's okay. And what that starts with is your own sense of gratitude. Your own sense of gratitude for your life and for the things that you have, the things that you're working on, the things that you may have in the future. When it comes to being jealous of someone, there is always this progression of feelings. So you have something that you may want, you may not know you want it, or you might know you want it. Okay, sometimes you see something and you're like, wow, I didn't know that this was a place to travel to like this. Now I want to go there. And I'm jealous that this person gets to travel all the time and I barely get 2 days off of work. Maybe you had never thought about traveling to this place, but when you saw it, now you want it. The question then becomes, instead of being jealous of this person, be grateful. Be grateful that you had an opportunity to even see this thing that you want. This is the age of technology. This is the age of information where we are able to see things, get information, plan things in a way we could have never done before. And in the past, when people saw things, They saw it from afar. They had no idea how they could actually attain it. And some people never even saw what was possible for their lives. You get to now see, oh, I could take a trip to Croatia. I could take a cruise to South Africa. Let me see if I can save up for that. What are you doing in order to get to what you want? When you are seeing something and you're becoming jealous of the person, you are blocking your blessings. And you're also blocking your mind from being able to think about what you could do to get to whatever it is that you want. You want to be able to look at something or someone and just have appreciation, have gratitude. When you see a beautiful woman, instead of saying, wow, she's so pretty, I could never be that pretty, you look at her and you say, wow, she's beautiful. I'm so grateful that we have a God that can make people so incredibly beautiful. And I'm so grateful that I had a chance to see this beautiful woman because it made my day better, looking at something beautiful rather than looking at something ugly. And that is a blessing for you. It's those very small moments of gratitude. And then, of course, looking within and saying, what do I need to do? If I see this girl and her hair is perfect, what do I need to do if I want to start having nicer hair? Because when it comes to femininity, in terms of the outer appearance, when you're jealous of other women because of how they look, a lot of the time it's because you're not actually doing anything to improve your looks. When you actually are making constant progress towards being a better person, you actually appreciate when you see other people's successes. For example, if you're trying to lose weight and you are looking at different people online and you're looking at their bodies, maybe at first you might say, oh, they look so good. Like, I'm so overweight and I love donuts and I love ice cream so much. I can't stop, but I want to look like this girl, right? And I hate that she has a body like this and I don't. When you actually start portioning out your meals, taking meal replacements, working out in the gym, drinking more water, taking your vitamins, sleeping longer, taking better care of your spirit, when you start actually putting work in, when you look at these people, you no longer have the sense of jealousy. It feels more like inspiration. And you have more admiration for them because you realize, yeah, this girl looks like this, but I know how many squats it probably took for her to get that butt. Because I've been doing these squats for 6 months and I've been seeing changes and they've come gradually. So I know it must have taken at least 2 years to get this, right? And you start seeing it in a different light. You start appreciating it more. Maybe you would have seen a female bodybuilder with muscles everywhere and been like, ugh. But when you start working out and you can't even build one muscle in a whole month, you'll look at that same woman and say, wow, look at what she was able to do. I know that took dedication. It completely shifts your mentality. And something else that you can do when you're struggling with being jealous of someone, especially when it comes to physical appearance, but not just that. It could be physical appearance. It could be what someone has, is you figuring out, okay, how did they get this? Again, we live in the information age. You should be able now to literally go on YouTube and find lots of videos of a person saying, yes, I used to be 350 pounds and this is how I lost the weight. And they'll tell you, this is what I ate. This is what I had to change about my lifestyle. This is how much I had to work out. And then you get to decide, am I willing to do this? The sad part of so many women who struggle with jealousy is that they're not willing to do it. They're actually not willing to put in the work. You can actually tell them, this is how I did it. Okay, you want your hair to look like this? This is what you have to do. Every week, you pre-cleanse it, you shampoo it, you condition it, then you deep condition it, then you add your moisturizer, and then you seal it with your oil, and then you add a thicker cream, and then you twist it. And then, I'm not about to do all that. I'm not about to do all that. And you say, okay, well, that's how I did it, right? Then you quickly find out just how little effort people are really willing to put into what they say that they want. A lot of times people just want stuff. They don't actually want to work for it. They're not actually interested in learning how to get it. If you wanted to buy a house, you could go to seminars and you could watch videos and read books on how to save for a house, how to look for the best interest rate, how to, find the best neighborhoods. But most people will not do that. They won't do it. They just really want to wake up one day and someone say, girl, I'm going to buy you a house. That's how they think things work. So jealousy really does have that flip side of complete ignorance, where you really just don't know what something actually takes, and you really are unwilling to do your part to get it. In every single thing, there is a process and a way, if it's for you truly, that you can work towards it. So the question really does become, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price for the thing that you say you want? Because everyone who has anything has paid the price for it. Even if a person has something and they're just genetically built that way, that's just how their mama looks, their grandma looks, like that's just how they look, they still pay the price of having to walk around with that body. You might be looking at them and hating on them because all the guys like their body, but they actually may wish that they didn't get that much attention because they're quite introverted. They're people who like to be very modest, but their body is stopping them from being the way that they want to be. And you're over here jealous of them. And so there's always that issue of, are you willing to pay the price of being looked at as an object, of being harassed, of being, given all of these options of people to date and really not being interested in that? You just want to focus on your studies. But because of your body, because of the way you look, you're constantly being bombarded with men. You may think you're willing to pay the price for it, but you have no idea what it actually feels like. And that's the problem with jealousy. You have no idea what it actually feels like. So actually taking time to research, to listen to people who have what you want, to be interested in it, and not in a way where you're just taking from them, but in a way where you're actually showing them that love and that gratitude for the information. All of that comes back to you and blesses you. The thing about jealousy and insecurity is it's always rooted in fear. When you look at someone and you see that she just got engaged and she has this big rock and she's flashing it all over Instagram and you're just so jealous, right? It's rooted in fear. You're afraid that you're never going to get married. You're afraid that you're never even going to find a man who's going to propose to you. You're afraid that you won't even end up on a date because you haven't been on one in 6 years. It's rooted in fear. That fear is what's stopping you from being happy for the person, and that fear is what's driving you to become jealous. And it's a spirit. It's a spirit of jealousy. It's evil. It's demonic. It's not anything godly. It's nothing that is going to bring any light into your body. It's going to make you dark, and people will be able to sense that you have this darkness to you because you don't know how to have joy for other people's successes. And you're always thinking about yourself when you really should be thinking about other people at times. And something else I wanted to point out when it comes to jealousy is the fact that many of you ladies, unfortunately, do not have the character for the things that you want. And I'm saying this in love and in truth. There are things that you really want as a feminine woman, whether it be a really wonderful masculine man, whether it may be to be a homemaker, to just look more feminine and beautiful, to have different opportunities and experiences. You have all these things in your mind that you want to be as a feminine woman, but you don't have the character for it. You have a guy who likes you now and you treat him like crap. Or you have a decent boyfriend, maybe not the one that you dreamed about, and you're constantly cheating on him. Like, you don't have the character for the things that you want. Maybe you have a tiny little room that you rent and you want this grand apartment in the city, but your place is a complete mess all the time. This is what drives you to that next level. If you don't even have the character, then how are you going to be able to handle the blessings when you get them? The things that you want, can you even handle it? If you were blessed to have this beautiful baby, would you actually sacrifice your life and stay out of the club and stay off your phone all day to spend time and nurture this beautiful baby? Or do you just want the baby to say that you have a baby? The character to upkeep things is really the root of being able to see the blessings of God. And I'm not saying that everyone who has what you want has the character for it. Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is that if you want something that you're going to actually enjoy and love and keep and be happy that you have it and proud of it, and for that thing to bring blessings and love and beauty into your life, you will have to have the character to uphold it. If you want to be this gorgeous, glamorous, feminine woman, but you can't tell men no, so you sleep with every single guy who likes you, then if you're more beautiful, you're going to have more men wanting to sleep with you. And if you're already sleeping with every single guy who tells you you're cute now, what's going to happen when you're even more beautiful? And then you're going to be really miserable, because having, relations with all these men is nothing but drama, problems. I mean, we know that it's nothing but drama and problems. But if you cannot handle what you have now, the body that you have now, how can you handle the body that you want when you start working out or when you do your procedures or whatever it is that you're planning on doing? How are you going to handle it? You're not going to be able to handle it. You're still the same person. It doesn't matter if you change your clothes, your hairstyles, you change all of your looks, you get plastic surgery, all your Botox, all your fillers, you're still the same person. The same person who can't say no now won't be able to say no when you look like your ideal self. You have to work on your character. That is what's going to open up the blessings of God for your life. Jealousy is a very dangerous emotion to keep inside of you. Jealousy leads people to do very extreme things. Jealousy leads people to actually even kill people. It leads to a spirit of murder because you cannot handle yourself, your life, your reality, the things that are going on with you. You want something else so bad that you go through extremes to be able to have it or to be able to get rid of it. Some people have taken jealousy the other direction. It's not even that they, want something someone has, but they're so jealous that someone else has that title, has that position, has what's supposed to be theirs. They're supposed to be the president of the company. You're supposed to be Miss America. You're supposed to be the #1 feminine guru, whatever it is that you want to be. You're supposed to be that. And this person is in your spot. You want them gone. You want them gone. Maybe it's your child's father. Maybe it's your child's father's new girlfriend or your child's father's new wife, and you're so jealous that your child spends time with them and likes her so much that you actually want her gone permanently. Some people will take jealousy to another level because that spirit is so evil that it continues building and building and building. Thoughts continue to enter your mind and you have complete unrest in your soul. So you start daydreaming and thinking and plotting and wishing evil upon people. That same evil is what leads people to doing spells and witchcraft and lots of demonic and evil things because they want things that are not for them. They want things that don't belong to them. They want things that God hasn't said yes to. So they go the other direction, the direction towards the devil, to get it that way. And that way will always leave you with consequences. And those consequences a lot of times can be completely life-changing and deadly. So I would always say, if you're dealing with jealousy, pray and ask God to help reveal the truth as to why you're struggling with this issue, the truth as to why you're struggling with this particular insecurity. Ask God to show you the truth about who you are, the truth about who He is, the truth about what He has planned for you and how He wants you to start preparing for that and focus and give into people who have what you want. I've always said this, when you see someone who has something that you really, really want, sow into their life. If you have a friend who just found out that she's pregnant, instead of being jealous and just saying, oh, when am I ever going to get in a relationship? Am I ever going to find anyone? You are happy for her and you say, can I send you something? I just want to congratulate you. Is there something on your registry that I can buy for you? You sow into that person's life, and with that, you are telling God as you buy them that gift, Lord, I thank you that you are such a wonderful God, that you bless my friend with this baby. You know how much I want one, and I know, Father, that you are so faithful to give me one. And with this seed, with this item that I'm buying her, I sow this into her life, Father, as a blessing that will sprout up for mine in the future. And I thank you for being so faithful to see how much I'm trying here to do the things that you've asked me to do. God sees that. He sees that beautiful heart. What do you think he will think seeing a heart like that versus you sitting in your room and crying and being mad that you don't have a baby? It's painful and it's hard, but it's something you have to immediately switch your mind out of. When you're thinking those awful, dirty, horrible thoughts, switching your mind, switching what you're doing a little shimmy, okay, doing a little shimmy and moving on to the next thing, and not allowing the devil to hijack your mind and start having you think awful thoughts about other people. There is a scripture in the Bible that says, "But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above, but it is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambitions exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice." Where jealousy and selfish ambitions exist. And this is out of James 3:14 through 16. This is telling you that where there is jealousy, there is much, much more after that. Vile, awful things that follow jealousy. And people who are in positions of power, who are jealous, oftentimes do things like have people lose their jobs. You're jealous because you like this guy at work and he's paying attention to so-and-so. So you find a way to get this person fired. That is so evil. That is so evil. And God sees you. He sees what you're doing. There are so many consequences to these erratic, impulsive behaviors that you do because you're jealous of someone. Scratching someone's car because it's a nice car and you're walking by it in the parking lot. And so out of your jealousy, these demons have taken over. They've taken over you. And you now have the ability, the audacity to walk past someone's car and scratch it because you don't have it. Can you think about how evil that is? And if you've done these things in the past, it's time for you to take a hard look at yourself and say, I'm tired of being this kind of person. I'm tired of gossiping about people who have what I have. I'm tired of gossiping about other women who have what I want. I'm tired of spreading lies about people. I'm tired of leaving nasty comments under people's pages under false names and, hidden accounts and sneaky little things I do online. I'm tired of sleeping with someone else's boyfriend because I'm jealous that he is not my man, but I'm going to do what I can to try to ruin their relationship, or sending him messages or texts to hopefully get him in trouble. I'm tired of being this way. This is evil. This is not the woman that I know I'm supposed to be. And I'm struggling with this. The spirit has really entered into me. I want it out. I pray that the love of God is able to pull this out of you, that you're able to tell God these things, and that he is able to heal you from this pain, because it comes from your own personal pain. Your feelings of rejection, your feelings of abandonment, your feelings of lack, all the poverty and all the things that you've experienced, making you believe that these things will never be yours in the right time, in the right way. I want you to trust God with your happiness. Trust God to know what is for you. He will give you what is for you when it's time. If it's too early, if it's not for you, it can actually ruin you. And you don't want that. You want to trust God to know that whatever he has planned for you is good. And he will give you everything that your heart desires when you release and give your desires to him. So I hope that this video blessed you and helped you to take a good look at yourself and figure out what is it that comes into you when you see another person's success. Whether you're working towards the same thing and someone else is there before you and you get so angry with that you can't be happy for them, or whether you have never thought about something and then you see it and then you want it, or someone else is living the life that you think belongs to you. What can you do to start fixing the situation that you're in to make your life better for yourself? What can you do every single day to get to your goals? Spend time with God and tell God how you feel, what you want, and ask Him for His wisdom and His guidance to get you where you believe God wants you to be. So I thank you so much for spending time with me. I thank you for listening to this very tough message, and I hope that it was a blessing to you. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram pages and listen to my podcast if you enjoy feminine conversations and just growing in yourself to become the woman that you know you are supposed to be. I love you, and until next time, bye-bye.